Our last comic has seen the stage from behind it many times. Never actually seen the stage, which is unfortunate for him. He weighs in at a lot. He's got a middle name, I'm sure. And he's got friends. Yeah, he doesn't. It's Richard T.W.G. Bernstein Warmkessel.
Give it up for Kirby, he's the man of the hour. Yeah. What's it like taking one a day for women? Does it make you feel different? Easy? Just slides down the throat. I know that all too well. Yeah. I learned from Sam Dennis. No one made a fucking you sucking dick reference for like 3 hours. We've been sitting here and no one said anything about you sucking dick. It's been a whole semester. Just unsettling. I know a lot of you thought I cleaned up my act, but that is fucking wrong. We're back to the real shit. I would sit on this bench thing, but I'm pretty sure Bob Hope fucked his way back from Korea with it. The thing has balls. It has its own balls. It's had so much balls on it that it just adapted like a chameleon. Like that, wow, that's gonna massage my taint. Like, real classy, Eckhaus. Artists have to suffer. Buy a fucking chair, like. I used to keep my jokes on notebook paper, and to make my jokes seem longer, I wrote them on a smaller notebook, which I bought the other day. We went to the store, me and my girlfriend, we bought this. I bought this. We bought it, but I swiped the little card thing. I bought it. We buy a lot of things. Anyway. This one's a movie idea where I would remake the movie The Merchant of Venice, but the Jewish character sells a lot of pot. I think it's just Harold and Kumar go to Venice. I'm still gonna pitch that motherfucker though, you have no idea. This one's titled Jokes. Let's see well, this is just a thought I wrote down and I didn't make it a joke. I said open-ended questions are dumb, which I agree with. And I said open-ended girlfriends are not dumb. Neither are open-ended beers, which I don't know what that is. Apparently there's a lot of things I put my dick in this world. Some of them might hurt. I used to be a pretty good comic. Does anyone have a job? Any of you have a job? Good for you guys. I have a job too. I work at Cracker Barrel, and the reason I still work there is because they don't drug test, and I feel that that's just very beneficial to my career. Like, where I'm headed, I need someplace that doesn't mind. And I thought about it, like we were talking to a couple of my coworkers and I, which is at least 4 people in this room, which is really depressing, that all of my friends work at Cracker Barrel with me. Thank you guys for coming out. I thought I smelled biscuits. I was like, what if I went into work and my boss was like, Richie, you know, you've been working here a year and a half, but something happened, we gotta drug test you. I'd be like, well, why don't we just all save ourselves the embarrassment? I'll just go home and just never ever come back. And then never talk to any of you ever again. And then I was like, you know what, actually no, because I'm a strong man, and I would be like, go ahead, drug test me, motherfucker. Go ahead. And in my head I'd be like, I could beat this one. I can beat it. You guys don't think, but you can definitely beat it. There's always that one you can beat. And then like, you go in and pee, and you're like, Jesus Christ, I can smell THC. My piss is green. Oh yeah, this is fine. Go ahead. I'll wait a week for the results. Like, put in another application at Toys R Us. I went to Starbucks today, and I realized that their drinks are named in a way that the more complex drink you order, it just obviously means the more gay you are. Because when I went to order, all I heard was like, no, can I get a venti faggot fucking cream? Like, Jesus Christ. I just want a coffee. I don't want to sound like such a homo. I always get hot chocolate because then that's just like, they're like, oh, maybe he's just a high-class pedophile, whatever. Who cares? A lady cut me off the other day. I was driving my girlfriend's car, so like that's already terrifying because I don't have the money to fix that if I crash it. And I drive very, very high. And I was driving my girlfriend's car and this fucking van cut me off. And it was like violent too. Like I got scared. I had to call my mom for like moral support because I was like, Jesus Christ, Mom, this like bitch just cut me off. And her license plate literally said JC Christ, and there was a big like cross on the back. And I was like, oh my God, like this bitch is driving like the fucking Soldier of Christ edition. Cut me off. And I was like, I feel so terrible for giving her the finger. Like, she's still a cunt. She is still wrong. But I just felt horrible on the inside. Like, she's probably got kids in the back that she wanted to abort and couldn't. Like, this cord's like longer but shorter each time you hold it. It's like a dick. I don't know. I don't know that just now. This is a pinky ring, but my pinkies are also too fat to wear rings, so I wear it on the other finger. Like I'm marrying a gay snub leopard. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like walking around throughout my day, and me and my roommate are doing stuff with my girlfriend, and I'm like, man, I'm a lot like the guys on that show Entourage. And then I remember that I've never actually seen Entourage. And then I remember that I'm thinking of that show Doug, the cartoon. And then I start to wonder, is it wrong that Patty Mayonnaise still gives me a boner? And was Skeeter like a black guy? Or like, because they didn't have black guys, they just had that one green guy. So was he like subliminally the black guy? But Nickelodeon was like, oh, that takes too long to color. Like, that's fucked up. Color. Come on. It's a double entendre. I should be in college. So I've never been to a strip club, believe it or not. I never go to a strip club. That's true, Hope. I've never been to a strip club. You don't have to feel worried because I don't go to strip clubs and I don't like them. Because you cannot put a pussy in my face and expect me not to like look at it, lick it, finger it, or smell it at some point. It's there. You know what I'm talking about, Angela. Like, you see that shit, you're just like, yo, let me get that. But I will not give it money. I refuse. Because the bills always go in and then they come back out and they're wet and then they expect me to fold all the fucking corners out and like stick it back on. Like, I'll just use fucking credit card from now on. Like, who wastes all my goddamn time? There's another punchline in that joke, but I'm not going to say it because my girlfriend didn't respond well to the first punchline I told you. This is for all my friends at Cracker Barrel. You guys remember Ali, who we work with? You were there when I wrote this joke, so it's not going to be as interesting. Ali's this guy we work with, and he's probably like, I don't know, 112 years old, half Mexican, half retarded, and like, no one knows, but he makes salads. That's his job for a living. He's an old man who makes salads, and he's terrible at his job because when you ask him for dressing, he's like, well, I cannot give you dressing. Like, you have to be the manager, and you're like, what language do you speak? I took Spanish for 5 semesters. Well, Spanish 1 and 2 for 5 semesters. I was in there, and nowhere did the word dressing come out. But you feel so bad for him. It's like the manager's just like, he's like that 21-year-old dog that the family just doesn't want to put down. And they're like, oh, well, maybe he'll make it one more year, and like, he'll just die of natural causes. And they're like, come on, Ali, we're gonna go out to the bread shop and fucking talk. Put one in your fucking head. He does not habla English, is what he says. I don't really have a lot left. I got like 2 jokes left, so. One is, do you know what's like an art form that no one has really gotten into, and I think I'm going to get into, is security camera porn. Because like, you don't get to see that. Really, you don't. Like, because like when I jerk off, I really like a grainy footage from like just too far away, so you can't really make out if it's a guy or a girl. It's ambiguous, so you're not ever gay. You're just like, oh, there's fucking porn's far away. Like, so it's not 2 dudes. Like, that one doesn't have a dick. Like, fuck you guys. Like, but it's like really nice, and like I think there's like a lot of guys in Sweden who would be like, oh my god, so yes, I want to keep the camera cool. Like, this is sexy, half American sex. I don't know, that's not a Swedish accent, but I've literally never once met a fucking Swedish person, so If you find one out there in the world, let me see it, and I'll pass judgment then, I guess. So yeah, what the fuck is North Korea up to? Like, this is some bullshit. For how long? Like, what are you guys doing? All right, last summer, Kim Jong-il, he was like, just so you know, America, we have, this is how Kim Jong-il talks. He went to school at Harvard. I read that on Wikipedia this morning. So you guys don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, and you don't know what you're talking about. So, Kim Jong-il, he's like, yeah, just so you know, America, like, we totally have like nuclear missiles that we could launch and like blow up Montana. And everyone was like, yeah, okay. And then like a week later, he was like, all right, America, how about this one? We got nukes that could blow up California. And we're like, now they're getting worse. And we're less terrified of it. And then like a week later, he's like, all right, we have very serious hopes that one day we could probably blow up Hawaii. And we're all like, no one fucking cares about Hawaii. Poor people vacation in Hawaii and America. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, the economy's not that bad. I'm gonna go to Hawaii. Why? So I can buy crystal meth and shove it up my hands to fly back to the US? Fucking dude, me and my girlfriend watch Breaking Bad all the time. I could probably cook my own crystal meth. Like, I'm not an idiot. Like, how hard is it? It's like 2 parts crystal, 1 part meth. It's on the opening credits. It fucking says it. It's like crystal meth. And I'm fucking, it's like, it's no big deal. Did you guys ever, were you ever in class and like your teachers are talking about shit and then like the subject matter drastically changes and you're like, where did that curveball come from? Like the other day we were in class and we were talking about like, we were talking about theater because I'm a theater major and we only talk about theater. Like, I cut myself and it doesn't help. We were talking about theater and I said, Black Death. And I was like, oh, Black Death? And then my professor looked at me funny, and I realized that I wasn't actually hearing about Black Death. I was actually just looking at some dick pics that Troy had sent me. I realized that's what he has tattooed on me is Black Death. And that's all my jokes for the night.